challenges, in our opinion, seem to have overwhelmed our security institutions.
The governors are supposed to be the state security officers of their state.
There is need for us to at least engage the traditional rulers.
We need to do something about our porous borders.
We have to own it from the unit level to the ward level to the local government to state.
Mr. President, the importance of today for us is for us to take action.
Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Refitting NNS Aradu may require $200 million.
Senate makes case for the refurbishing of Nigeria's #1 warship, the NNS Aradu.
We should do anything in our power to make sure that we definitely support, the development of our youths.
And Senate urges action to reduce unemployment rate in Nigeria. This is Inside the Senate, and I am Hussaina Amina Aboki, your anchor. The Senate last week entertained several motions as well as bills and reports. Highlights include a motion to refurbish Nigeria's #1 warship, NNS Aradu, the reconsideration of the NHIS Amendment Bill, amongst others. And at the committee level, we have a report on a symposium organized by the Committee on Banking. The program rounds up with the Senate President's visit to Yobe State to commission some projects. Details of all these when I return after the break. Don't go away.
The Senate to send a message to the President
to reap opportunities from that.
To raise a matter of urgent public importance. And we are aware that when this particular motion comes up,
for a longer term development, arrive to second the motion.
Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Thanks for staying with us. The NNS Aradu used to be the #1 flagship of the Nigerian Navy, providing full security to the nation's maritime domain. Constructed in Germany in 1982, it had the capability of sustaining patrol over a range of 6,500 miles, equivalent to 10,500 kilometers, anti-submarine warfare, air defense of self and other forces within a range of 13 kilometers, anti-ship warfare missile attacks against surface units up to a range of 120 kilometers, gunfire support to friendly forces operation up to 16 kilometers from the coast, and mine laying, amongst others. When in good shape, the NNS Aradu has the pedigree of Air Force One in the Presidential Air Fleet, complete with a presidential cabin, and by convention cannot sail without presidential approval. It was commissioned into the Nigerian Navy in 1987 and has participated in various seaborne and diplomatic missions in many African and European countries between 1997 and 2007. Unfortunately, however, the ship has of recent suffered degradation, now in a deplorable condition and assessed as being beyond economic repairs, even when 7 of its type in other climes built around the same time are still very functional and seaworthy following proper maintenance. It was in the light of the above mentioned that Senator George Sakibo and 14 others on Wednesday, the 1st of December 2021, sponsored a motion to bring the ship back afloat. It was titled, Urgent Need to Resuscitate the Nigerian Navy Flagship, NNS Aradu.
The misfortune of Aradu was the transfer of the ship from the presidency to the Nigerian Navy for maintenance, which will not afford to keep it afloat properly due to the envelope budget system. Refitting NNS Aradu may require $200 million, which is an equivalent of 82 billion naira at current exchange rate, while replacing same will require more than $700 million, which is an equivalent of 287 billion naira only.
How was this ship bought? Was it bought as a second hand? Was it bought as a scrap? Because spending money again to fit it, only for it to go down again, I think is a waste of money. We either use this money to buy a new one, a new ship that will serve us.
I'm therefore urging my colleagues to look at the cost-benefit analysis to the nation and then the operational advantage that the flagship offers to Nigerian Navy and by extension to Nigerians in general, to approve that the Senate adopt the prayers in this motion.
With this, the Senate resolves to, amongst other things, urge the presidency to take over the NNS Aradu as a presidential asset and resuscitate it as our national security, safety and pride. Same day, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole reconsidered the National Health Insurance Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2021. For details of these and more at plenary last week, let's take reports as filed and presented from our studio.
The Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the National Health Insurance Act.
The reconsideration of the NHIS Amendment Bill followed the recommittal of the bill to the Senate to address some fundamental issues. Recall that the bill was passed on the 23rd of April 2021 and presented to the President for assent. The President declined assent and recommitted the bill to the Senate Wednesday the 1st of December 2021. It was represented by the Deputy Senate Leader who gave further clarification.
After critical examination of the bill by the President, Commander-in-Chief, some fundamental issues which required fresh legislative action on the following clauses 20, 24 paragraph 2 and 25 paragraph 2c were raised.
Accordingly, the Senate rescinded its earlier passage of the bill to address the clauses which had to do with appropriating funds to cater for Nigerians who cannot afford the scheme and therefore categorizing them as vulnerable groups. Senators gave suggestions on the way forward.
I think the amendment, as we discussed earlier, should just be money that may be appropriated. I think it's just to remove the word allocated to the vulnerable group fund, and it stops there.
More than 70% of Nigerians are poor and they don't have access to insurance. They are not in job. We want certain kind of money. That's why that tax was created. But because it is not in line, I want to suggest, Mr. Chairman, support your suggestion that it should be in special intervention fund appropriated by, we can say appropriation by the National Assembly, but it means it's a special fund, but I want allocation to be there as well by government and appropriated.
After several other observations, the bill was considered clause by clause, leading to third reading and passage. Earlier on Tuesday, the 30th of November 2021, the Senate considered a motion lamenting poor employment opportunities for Nigerian youths because of the current economic patterns. In the motion, which was titled, "Needs to prioritize sustainable youth-oriented human capital development for long-term socio-economic growth," the sponsor, Senator Gershom Bassey, observed that 1 in 3 of Nigeria's 69.7 workforce, consisting young people aged between 25 to 44, are unemployed. This means more than 55 million of them are living in poverty and ranking Nigeria as the second highest in unemployment rate globally. He then spoke on the way to go if the problem must be solved.
Government needs to target the youth population as a unique resource and economic force for high-income growth and development by providing youth-oriented economic interventions, technological adaptability, and foster entrepreneurship and job creation in agriculture and manufacturing sectors in subsequent budgetary allocations.
The motion attracted the following comments.
The issue of out-of-school children. And I think these out-of-school children, while they are children, at the point we are looking at them, remember they are the ones that migrate by increase in their age to become youth. Now, if they are out of school, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let us project and see 10, 15 years down the line. What are they? Stark illiterate? Skillless? Clueless? Is that the kind of things we're going to look at? And I think we should do anything in our power to make sure that we definitely support the development of our youth.
The same effort we make in our oil exploration, in our mining, in different natural resources, we should put it in developing our youth, their skills and talents.
Accordingly, the Senate adopted resolutions, among which was to urge the Federal Ministry of Sports to prioritize youth development initiatives in its development plans.
At the just medium security.
Same Tuesday, Senator Stephanus Gyan, under matters of public importance, reported the security breach at the Jos Correctional Center on Sunday, the 28th of November 2021. He said the attack left in its wake one casualty and escape of over 200 inmates comprising hardened and condemned criminals.
The invaders walked through a security zone and broke through to have over 200 inmates escape from the center. Equally aware that the warders put up a fight against the invaders but were overwhelmed.
Senators lamented inadequate manpower in Nigeria's security architecture and constraints facing its correctional system.
We are a country of about 200 million people, yet our total security network and structures account for less than 1 million. How on earth do we expect 1 million security personnel? This includes civil defense, prison, name it, Navy, Army, everybody.
Over the years, particularly in the last few years, we have seen so many attacks on these centers and release of so many kind of criminals back to the public. We can recall what happened in Edo when one of the criminals went back to the person who gave evidence against him that sent him to jail and killed that person. How do you expect people to come and exploit criminals when our prison system is being attacked and the same criminals are released to go back and wreak havoc on those people who provided the information that nailed them? Our armed forces, the police, and everybody are fighting day and night and losing their lives, catching criminals and getting them to jail, only for their own cohorts from the outside to come and release them, to go back and harm the Nigerian people. This particular kind of thing is completely unacceptable.
As resolutions, the Senate urged the Chief of Defense Staff as well as the Inspector General of Police to fortify security.
Those were highlights from plenary in the Senate chambers last week. We will take a break here to open the Senate notebook. Don't go away.
Legislative immunity is provided for in the Legislative House's Powers and Privileges Act to protect legislators of both the National and State Houses of Assembly from litigations for actions taken during plenary, committee duties or oversight, among other things. It is designed to strengthen the powers of the legislators to carry out their lawmaking functions without fear or favor.
The only way out of the pandemic is for the population to observe the recommended measures advised by the NCDC. The Senate Committees on Health and Primary Health Care and Communicable Diseases will continue to engage with the Federal Ministry of Health and the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19.
Welcome back. Inside the Senate continues with reports outside the National Assembly, where the Committee on Banking Wednesday the 1st of December held a stakeholder symposium on consolidating the effectiveness of the asset recovery model adopted by the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON. The symposium, which was organized in collaboration with AMCON, had the committee chairman speaking on its objective as well as the AMCON Amendment Act in his welcome address.
This stakeholders engagement would enable us to critically look at the health of financial sector, particularly the banking sector. We shall also take a close look at the AMCON, its mandate, challenges, strengthen legal and institutional frameworks, and the pathway to the future. The AMCON Amendment Act 2021 fundamentally addresses the issue of toxic loans, which is one of the major factors responsible for instability in the financial system and depositors' increasing loss of confidence in the banking sector.
The managing director of AMCON in a remark spoke on three major components of the Act.
There is one that has to do with the resolution cost fund, which has been extended for another period of 5 years, subject to further extension if need be. which we know there will be need for that subsequently. The amendment also has given us access to the special credit tribunal, which is also very important because it is a guided tribunal that has also been sponsored by this committee, in terms of the Bovia amendment. There is also a time limit within which cases are supposed to be completed by the credit committee. So the amendment has also given us access to that tribunal. It also has enhanced, the amendment has also further enhanced our powers to take over, deal, and dispose properties.
He added that a total of 12,700 loans have been purchased by AMCON, out of which only 350 are being responded to by their beneficiaries, while efforts to recover the balance are proving extremely difficult. On this, one of the directors sought the intervention of relevant stakeholders in addition to the Act if AMCON must deliver on its mandates.
We need cooperation from the government. We need cooperation from EFCC. We need cooperation from ICPC. We need cooperation from all the relevant government agencies, NMPC, name them. We require your support.
Some committee members gave their support.
I think what we need to do here now is inter-agencies synergy. I don't see any reason why the banks will be reluctant in giving the necessary information, even the bank that really aided to start on their operations.
There must be a definite roadmap to recovery. Those that present judicial constraints, those that present operational constraints, and what is the actionable response to dealing with this, obligors on a case-by-case basis.
At the end, the committee chairman spoke on the deployment of more legislative action by the committee of the Senate, while also advising AMCON on the way forward.
The committee on banking and the committee on judiciary will sit down together and try to support AMCON to actualize their own mandate. And of course, I also want to encourage the MD of AMCON to at least publish the names of these debtors in the national newspaper, because that is the only way.
Our next report is on a visit home in Yobe State by the Senate President to commission projects on Saturday the 27th and Sunday the 28th of November 2021. The report is compiled and presented from our studio.
To officially commission this mother and child hospital.
Amongst the project commission was a mother and child hospital in Gashua, named after President Muhammadu Buhari. The Senate President, in his speech, disclosed what they will focus on when the hospital becomes fully operational.
The focus is to reduce the mortality rate in child, birth, and other things that are related. So this hospital, from the moment it will start operation, hopefully from today, will be one hospital that we hope will provide all the opportunities available through the facilities here, state-of-the-art facilities to take care of our mothers and children in this part of Nigeria.
He then made a personal commitment of a lifetime donation of 10 million naira annually to the hospital from the Senator Ahmad Lawan Foundation. For speakers at the occasion, who included the Maibade Alhaji Abubakar Umar Suleiman, as well as the special advisor to the President on SDGs, it was prayers for the Senate President and all who contributed to the actualization of the hospital.
We say a very big thank you, Mr. President and Sabdonam Bade. May Allah in His infinite mercy reward you with Jannatul Firdaus. And we thank each and everyone that is here to support us in getting this befitting hospital. May Allah in His infinite mercy take us back to our respective destination.
This is one of the many mother and child centers that that our office has completed, equipped across the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
High point of the event was the cutting of tape to mark the commissioning of the hospital, as well as a tour of some of its facilities. Next was the Ahmad Lawan Center for Entrepreneurship Development, a skills acquisition center constructed by the Senate President and donated to the Umar Suleiman College of Education in Gashua. He spoke on their expectation in an interview with the press.
We expect that students of this institution who would like to acquire some kind of practical skills will benefit from the training they will get here. We also believe that students from elsewhere outside of this institution will also be beneficiaries. But we expect that this institution, this entrepreneurship center, should be able to provide certificate courses for our youth who may not necessarily be students in the college or indeed in anywhere.
Other activities of the Senate President were free eye treatment of constituents who suffer from various forms of eye problems. The event took place at the Federal Medical Center, Gashua. The following day, Sunday, the 28th of November 2021, the Senate President also commissioned a skills acquisition center in Nguru, where he urged the youth of the area to take advantage of the center and be trained in various skills for self-reliance.
I would urge our youth, especially in Nguru, and of course, Nguru, Machina, Garaswa, to benefit and take advantage of the presence and accessibility of this workshop.
The Senate President also flagged off the annual vaccination exercise for animals and called for owners of animals to present them for vaccination. At the end of it all, the Senate President promised that he will sustain the tempo of all activities that will ensure the upliftment of his people and other Nigerians economically, socially, and educationally, amongst other endeavors.
The program is Inside the Senate. We will now take our profile segment. Please stay tuned.
Senator Obasani represents Kaduna Central Senatorial District under the APC. He attended primary and secondary schools, after which he earned his higher national diploma in mechanical engineering from Kaduna Polytechnic, Kaduna. He also earned a postgraduate diploma in business administration from the University of Abuja, as well as a Master of Science degree from the University of Calabar, Cross River State. Senator Obasani joined politics in 1999 and served as Senior Special Advisor on Public Affairs to former President Olusegun Obasanjo, held advisory positions in the FCT Ministry, as well as the Kaduna State Ministry of Works and Housing at different times. He contested primaries to the Senate in the 2011 general elections under PDP, but did not win. In 2015, he was appointed Senior Special Assistant on Political and Intergovernmental Affairs to Governor Nasir El-Rufai. He contested as Senator in the 2019 general elections and won. In the Senate, he is Chairman, Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and other financial institutions, as well as member of several other committees. His legislative interests include health, education, and security.
This brings us to the end of this episode of Inside the Senate. Join us next week for another edition, and thanks for watching. Remember, you can watch the program anytime by catching us on our YouTube channel. Your questions and comments can also reach us via SMS or through any of our social media platforms. God bless Nigeria.